Hi, this is Kanika Chadha Gupta, television journalist, founder, and podcast host of That's Total Mom Sense.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claire Goss, the Senior Manager in the Education Department at Bright Horizons, and this is
Play Matters with Bright Horizons. On this weekly segment, we're double-clicking on the importance of play and how it's not just a pastime, it's crucial to learning for young children.
I'm here to clear up your misconceptions about play and learning. We're going to talk about the benefits of play, the different types of play, how to encourage play even when your child says, I'm bored.
So grab a notebook, the Notes app on your phone, or take some mental notes on today's takeaways and share them with your friends. Listen in because play matters. Today, we're going to be talking about exploring the world of play, but it's important that we grasp it from the beginning. Claire, can you tell us what is play?
You probably know play when you see it as a parent. It might not surprise you to hear that child development researchers have actually figured out how to categorize different types of play. So there are a lot of different types. The most common ones are free play, which is that child-directed play. That's when you see kids doing something really fun, something that's meaningful to them. It might be active, it might be socially interactive. And the key with free play is that there's not really an extrinsic goal, right? There's not like something they're trying to necessarily accomplish. They're just playing around. Sometimes it's make-believe or pretend play. Sometimes it's self-organized with other children. So that's free play. And then guided play is also really interactive and meaningful for kids, but it's a little bit more planned. That is, like, the environment that the children are in is a little bit more structured, and there's probably an adult there that's kind of facilitating the learning. So that looks like you getting out animal figurines and Play-Doh and paper and markers and setting up an activity for your child. That's more, but there's no clear one set way to do whatever you want to do with those materials, but you've set up a learning environment for your child.
When our 3 kids started daycare, we learned about parallel play. I found this to be so interesting. So infants and toddlers are not really quick to interact with kids their age. They just want to play side by side. Can you explain why?
Yeah, absolutely. So parallel play is another type of play that researchers have categorized. And it's important to know that infants and young toddlers are very self-focused for a long time. Probably doesn't surprise me to hear as a parent. And there's a real developmental reason for that. They have to focus on themselves to learn everything about everything, right? So they are constantly focusing on their own actions, struggling to make their own first words, struggling to take that first step. And when it comes to play, they're really not ready yet to be collaborating and communicating with another child their age, right? Those are pretty complex skills. So what happens when we have infants and young toddlers at so-called play dates? I like to think of them as play dates for the adults more than the kids, but you have an infant or a young toddler parallel playing. So they're sitting in the same room. They might be playing with the same objects or items, but they don't have a shared goal. There's no turn taking yet. There's no sharing. So even though it doesn't look like they're playing together in that traditional way, there's still a lot happening. There's a lot of value to parallel play because they are watching everything, right? They're listening to all the conversations in the room. They're hearing language. They're observing the other child in the room very closely. Infants and toddlers love to be with other kids. So they're still observing and watching. They might see the other baby in the room do something with a ball, and then they want to try the same thing, right? They're always watching their peers and learning all the time.
It's so true. I love seeing little kids interact, and they could be in varying age groups, but when they see each other, they're like, you're my people. I get you. I love that. It's something that's so different from how they perceive grown-ups, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Claire, thanks for really breaking down what free play and guided play is. Is there a certain amount that kids should get of each in a day?
Great question. I would say as a parent of young children, your priority should just be playing, having time for play, because we're busy enough as it is without putting additional pressure on ourselves to manufacture a certain percentage of play each day. That said, if your child's in a high quality early care and education program, they're probably taking care of a lot of the guided play for you, right? They're setting up really rich, wonderful opportunities for curiosity and play for your child all day long. And then when you get home, maybe you just set aside some time for free play with you, without you. Let your child take the lead. That's my biggest piece of advice, is let your child take the lead with play.
Yes, I love that. And I think it's fun for parents to watch how our kids use their imaginations and bring things to life. And we don't have to be interacting with them at every moment. Let them just be free. So it's great for parents too to just kind of sit back and watch it unfold.
Absolutely. Let your child play.
Yes. Tell us about the specific benefits because I know that they are very science backed.
Yeah, I mean, too many to list on a short segment. During play, children, again, it's their chance to learn pretty much everything about the world. If you think as an adult how you know that a heavier, bigger block needs to go on the bottom of a block tower so it doesn't topple over, you learned that when you were playing with blocks when you were a toddler, right? So play is when children learn about the world. They learn to make decisions. It helps them learn to think critically about things. It helps them overcome obstacles, right? Your child is going to be an adult someday who's going to have a bad day at work. And the skills that they use to get over that bad day at work are skills that they learned when they were playing in preschool, right? This did not go the way I wanted it to go. How am I going to deal with this? These are all skills that kids need for future success. Communication skills, collaboration skills, how to regulate, how to be brave and try new things. The list is really endless.
Wow. And they can begin at what age?
From birth, kids are playing. From birth. From day one, you're bringing that baby home to your house and you are playing with them. And that looks very different from a newborn than it does for a 3.5-year-old, but there's still play opportunities even with an infant.
That's awesome. Now, as we wrap, I'd love for us to end on a fun note. And this is our segment called Press Play. So, Claire, what's one takeaway you'd like to leave our audience with on exploring the world of play?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway from today's conversation is really just remembering that there's a lot of different types of play, and they're all helping your children learn skills that they need to succeed in the future.
That's excellent. Thank you so much for your insights today. We're looking forward to our next segment of Play Matters with Bright Horizons, where we'll focus on the power of play. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this week's Play Matters with Bright Horizons segment. To find a center near you, get access to free parenting resources from experts, and tune in to one of my favorite shows, the Bright Horizons Parenting Podcast, Teach, Play, Love, visit brighthorizons.com.